They say life changes after 30, not dramatically, but quietly. You wake up one morning and your knees whisper a little complaint. Your energy dips before lunch and you find yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering where your get up and go got up and went. But you're not broken. You're evolving. Your body is asking for a new kind of care, not punishment, not perfection, just attention, just kindness, just small daily choices that add up. That's how you feel 25 again, not by chasing youth, but by honoring your age. It starts with sleep. And I don't just mean more hours in bed. I mean deeper, more restorative rest. Create a sleep sanctuary. Make your room cool and dark. Banish screens at least an hour before bed. Create a ritual that feels sacred to you. Maybe it's a warm cup of herbal tea, a few pages of a book, or just some quiet reflection. Magnesium can be a game changer for many, helping to relax the body and mind. So does silence. So does forgiving yourself for the day's imperfections before you close your eyes. Your body heals when you sleep. Your mind resets. It's the most powerful anti-aging tool you have, and it's completely free. Next, let's talk about movement. Notice I didn't say workouts or boot camps. I said movement, stretching when you wake up, a brisk walk on your lunch break, spontaneously dancing in your kitchen. Your joints love gentle motion. Your heart loves a good rhythm. Your brain loves the flood of oxygen. You don't need an expensive gym membership. You just need a reason to move. Find music that lifts your spirit. Discover a trail that calms your mind. Grab a friend who will walk and talk with you. Movement is medicine. And then there's food. Let's throw out the words diet and guilt. Instead, let's focus on nourishment. Think about creating a colorful plate. Whole foods, healthy fats like avocado and olive oil, lean proteins, and lots of fiber to keep your gut happy. Water is non-negotiable. Your skin, your energy, your brain, they all thrive on hydration. Your body after 30 needs more intentional care, not less. More antioxidants from berries and leafy greens. More love. It can be as simple as starting your day with lemon water, adding a sprinkle of turmeric to your meals for its anti-inflammatory benefits, and ensuring you're getting enough protein. Your muscles, your mood, and your hormones will thank you for it. Speaking of hormones, they do shift. Quietly, slowly, but they make a difference. For women, estrogen levels begin to dip. For men, testosterone can soften, but your vitality isn't gone. It just needs a different kind of support. This is where those foundational pillars, sleep, movement, and nutrition, become even more crucial. Some people find support from adaptogens like ashwagandha for stress or maca for energy. These aren't magic pills, but gentle nudges from nature that can help your body find its balance again. And what about your skin? It's speaking to you too. It's asking for more moisture, daily sunscreen, yes, every single day, and less harsh scrubbing. It's asking for nourishing ingredients. A good vitamin C serum in the morning, ceramides to lock in moisture, and maybe a gentle introduction to retinol at night. But most of all, your skin asks for kindness. Every line is part of your story. Honor it. Beyond the physical, your mental health matters more than ever. Honestly, stress ages you faster than time itself. So, learn to breathe deeply. Give meditation a try, even for just 5 minutes a day. Learn the power of saying no to things that drain you, and yes to peace. Yes to firm boundaries. Yes to quiet mornings with a cup of coffee and your own thoughts. Yes to slow evenings and simple joys. Your brain also needs stimulation to stay young. Read books that challenge you. Learn a new skill. Stay curious. Ask questions. Challenge your own beliefs. Your brain absolutely loves novelty. As you get older, your relationships shift. Some friendships may fade, and that's okay. Others will deepen into something truly special. Choose to invest your energy in those that nourish you. Let go of drama. Seek out laughter, warmth, and people who truly see you, hear you, and celebrate you for who you are. Connection is a powerful buffer against stress and a huge source of joy. This includes your intimate relationships. Desire and sexual health can evolve, but the need for intimacy remains constant. It becomes less about performance and more about connection, touch, trust, and feeling safe and seen by your partner. Your body is wiser now. It knows what it wants and what it doesn't. The best thing you can do is listen to it and honor its messages. Let's also be real about habits that hold us back. With alcohol, less is often more. It can steal your sleep, dull your mood, and dehydrate your skin. And if you smoke, there is no better time to let it go. Your future self will thank you. While supplements like vitamin D, omega-3s, and magnesium can fill in the gaps, always remember that food comes first, and habits matter more than anything. Consistency will always beat short-term intensity. Gentleness is more effective than force, and finding joy in the process is far more sustainable than rigid discipline. A huge piece of this puzzle is your gut health. It's often called your second brain for a reason. Your gut communicates directly with your brain, influencing your mood, clarity, and overall well-being. Feed it well with probiotics from yogurt or kefir, fermented foods like kimchi, and plenty of fiber. A happy gut is a happy mind. Finally, the secret ingredient to feeling young at any age is purpose. I'm not talking about job titles or achievements. I mean a sense of meaning. What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel useful? Maybe it's volunteering, mentoring someone, or even just tending to a small garden. Find what lights you up. The amazing thing is, your body is listening. Your mind is shifting. Slowly but surely, those new habits you've been trying to build are taking root, and you can feel your energy returning. It's a quiet process, but it's happening. You start noticing the small wins. Maybe you wake up one morning without groaning, or you catch yourself smiling even before you've had your first cup of coffee. You stretch, and for the first time in a while it doesn't hurt. You just feel lighter. Not necessarily younger, but more alive. More connected to yourself. More in tune with your own rhythm. More you. This is the point where you stop comparing yourself to others, stop rushing through your days, and stop apologizing for needing to rest. You start honoring your own seasons. Some days will be slow and quiet, others will be vibrant and full of laughter. And guess what? All of them are perfectly valid. You begin to learn the power of saying no. No to things that drain your energy. No to people who dim your light. No to habits that numb you, and no to old stories about yourself that no longer fit. Instead, you start saying a big, resounding yes to what truly nourishes you. Yes to movement that feels good. Yes to joy. Yes to softness. And yes to your own inner strength. You let go of the exhausting chase for perfection and start embracing your progress, no matter how small. You stop fearing change and start welcoming the growth it brings. You stop hiding and start showing up, fully and completely, for yourself. You show up for your dreams, for your healing, and for the incredible future that's waiting for you. You start to realize that aging isn't about loss. It's about layering. It's layering wisdom from your experiences and layering a deep, quiet grace. You become more intuitive, more discerning, more grounded in who you are. And from that grounded place, you become more radiant, more whole. The need for outside approval starts to fade away. You begin to trust your own inner voice, your own intuition. You stop shrinking to fit into spaces where you don't belong, and you start expanding into the person you were always meant to be. You're no longer just surviving the day-to-day. You are thriving. You're creating. You're loving more deeply and laughing so much louder. You start living a wider, more expansive life. You discover new passions, pick up new hobbies, and forge new friendships. You find new ways to rest that actually restore you, and new ways to rise to meet each day. You consciously let go of guilt, of shame, of regret. You release the weight of old expectations and outdated roles that were placed upon you. In their place, you reclaim your joy. You reclaim your curiosity about the world. You reclaim your softness and your fire. And you begin to glow. Not from a new skincare product, but from a deep inner peace. A glow that comes from living with purpose and being in alignment with your true self. It's a beautiful transformation, isn't it? It starts with the simple things. You stop rushing through your meals and start savoring the flavors. You chew slowly and feel gratitude for the food that nourishes your cells. You stop skipping those walks and start greeting the sun. You feel the breeze on your skin. You notice the birds singing. and you take a deeper breath than you have all day. You stop ignoring the aches and pains. Instead, you stretch gently, you hydrate often, you rest wisely, and you listen kindly to what your body is telling you it needs. You're building a relationship of trust with yourself. And you know what else? You stop fearing the mirror. You look at your reflection and smile. You honor the lines on your face because they tell the story of your laughter and your life. You celebrate your scars as proof of your resilience. You admire the person looking back at you. You stop hiding your age and start wearing it proudly, speaking it boldly, and living it fully. You embody it beautifully because it is a part of your magnificent story. You're no longer chasing youth. You're cultivating vitality. You stop resisting change and you start dancing with it. You stop mourning the passage of time and start cherishing every moment. You protect your time. You invest it wisely in things that matter, and most importantly, you enjoy it. You stop numbing your emotions and start feeling them. You name them. You express them in healthy ways, and you release them. You stop fearing solitude and start embracing it as a sacred space to rest, explore, and grow. You no longer avoid hard truths. You face them, learn from them, and rise above them. You stop doubting your worth and start affirming it daily. You embody it in your actions, you protect it fiercely, and you share your unique gifts with the world. You stop waiting for permission from anyone else, and you give it to yourself. Permission to rest, permission to play, and permission to begin again as many times as you need. You stop fearing aging and start redefining it, rewriting the narrative for yourself. You reclaim it and you celebrate it. You stop asking, "Am I too old for this?" And you start asking, "What's next for me?" You stop saying, "I used to be," and you start declaring, "I am becoming." You stop whispering and you start singing your song. You speak your truth. You lead with your heart and you live with passion. This is your second youth, not measured in years, but in spirit, in your choices, and in your joy. You are not fading. You are blooming. You are not declining. You are ascending. You are not done. You are just beginning, but this time with more wisdom, more softness, more strength, and so much more soul. This is what vibrant living looks like. This is your story, your rhythm, your renaissance. So keep going, keep choosing you, keep caring for yourself, keep glowing, and keep becoming the incredible person you are meant to be. You stop multitasking and you start monotasking, focusing on one thing at a time, fully and lovingly. You stop chasing productivity as a measure of your worth. Instead, you start honoring presence. You begin to measure your success in moments of peace, in sparks of joy. You stop fearing rest. You embrace it. You protect it, schedule it, and even celebrate it as a vital part of your well-being. You stop apologizing for slowing down. You start seeing it as wisdom, as clarity, as a source of incredible power and profound healing. You no longer ignore your body's signals. You respond to them with care, with mindful movement, with nourishing food, with the rest it's asking for. You stop numbing discomfort and instead, you get curious. You explore it, learn from it, grow through it, and ultimately, you rise above it. You stop hiding your emotions. You learn to name them, honor them, express them in healthy ways, and then you release them. You stop fearing vulnerability and start seeing it for what it is: strength, connection, truth, freedom. You stop pretending to be fine all the time. You start being real, being whole, being beautifully and imperfectly human. You simply start being you. You stop chasing approval from others, and you start trusting your own intuition, that quiet voice within. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into boxes where you don't belong. You start expanding to thrive, allowing yourself to take up space. You stop dimming your light for anyone. You start shining, glowing, radiating from the inside out. You start inspiring others just by being authentic, and you start leading from a place of integrity. You stop fearing change. You learn to dance with it. You stop resisting growth and instead you embrace your own evolution. You stop clinging to the familiar comfort zone. You start exploring new possibilities, stepping bravely into the unknown because you now believe in your own resilience. You learn to trust your journey, and more importantly, you start loving the person you are becoming. You stop defining yourself by a number, by your age, You start defining yourself by your energy, by your kindness, by your courage, and by your joy. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and you start asking, "What's ready to heal?" You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and you start asking, "What can I learn from this?" You stop asking, "Am I enough?" and you start declaring, "I am. I am strong. I am soft. I am wise. I am worthy." You stop fearing the mirror. You start seeing the real beauty in your eyes, in your smile, in the unique story your face tells. You stop chasing a fleeting idea of youth, and you start cultivating a deep, lasting vitality. You stop mourning the past, and you get excited about creating your future. You stop just surviving, and you start thriving. You start blooming, expanding, rising, and truly living. You stop waiting for the perfect time to begin. You realize the time is now. This breath, this choice, this very moment. You stop waiting for permission from someone else, and you give it to yourself. Permission to rest, to play, to begin again as many times as you need. You stop fearing your own power. You start owning it, using it for good, sharing it, and honoring its presence in your life. You stop fearing your softness, your gentle side. You embrace it, protect it, and express it. You celebrate it as a superpower. You stop fearing your truth. You start speaking it, living it, embodying it, and loving the freedom it brings. You stop fearing your age. You start redefining it, rewriting the narrative, reclaiming your story, and celebrating every single year. You stop fearing the future because you know you are actively creating it with intention, with joy, and with love. You stop fearing your past. You start healing it. You learn from it, you forgive it, and you finally release its hold on you. You stop fearing your body, and you start listening to it, caring for it, honoring it, and loving it unconditionally. You stop fearing your mind. You start calming it with stillness, feeding it with knowledge, challenging it with new ideas, and expanding its capacity. You stop fearing your heart. You start opening it, trusting it, following its wisdom, and allowing it to heal. You stop fearing your soul. You connect with it. You express its desires, you nourish it, and you begin living from that deep, authentic place. You realize that not everything needs to happen in a rush. Some of the most beautiful things in life are slow blooms. Healing, for example, doesn't happen overnight. It's a gentle unfolding, a patient mending, and so is wisdom. It's not a race. It's a gradual accumulation of experiences and lessons. So, you stop rushing your growth. You start honoring your own unique pace. The constant pressure to chase milestones, that fades away. Instead, you begin to savor the moments, the small joys, the quiet victories. You stop fearing stillness. In fact, you start finding a deep, profound peace within it. And in that quiet, something amazing happens. For the first time, maybe ever, you start to truly hear your own voice. It's no longer drowned out by the noise of expectations and obligations. You start noticing your own needs, not what others think you need, but what your body, mind, and soul are truly asking for. And you learn to respond with love, with kindness, with care. You start living with intention, making conscious choices that align with your true self. Remember that constant need to prove your worth? That feeling that you had to perform to be on all the time? It begins to dissolve. You stop trying to prove yourself and simply start enjoying yourself. You stop performing and just start being. Those little quirks you used to hide, you now see them as part of your unique charm. You start celebrating them, letting them shine. And with that freedom comes more laughter, so much more laughter. The worries that used to consume you start to feel smaller, less significant. You find it in your heart to forgive faster, both others and, most importantly, yourself. And the love you give and receive becomes deeper, more authentic, more meaningful. With this new lens, you begin to see aging not as a limitation, not as a decline, but as a beautiful expansion. It's an unfolding, a deepening of who you are. Your body is no longer a project to be fixed or a problem to be solved. It becomes your partner, your trusted companion on this journey, a guide that communicates its needs with subtle whispers. You learn to listen to it, to honor it. Your mind transforms into a garden, You realize you have the power to choose what you plant. You choose the seeds of positivity, of gratitude, of self-compassion. You choose what you water with your attention and energy. And just as importantly, you learn what to prune, the negative self-talk, the limiting beliefs. You choose what to let go of, making space for new, healthier growth. And your heart? It becomes your compass. It always points you toward your true north, toward joy, toward truth, toward genuine connection. It guides you back home, to yourself. Your soul is a flame. Sometimes it flickers, sometimes it glows, but it's always there. It's a source of warmth, a beacon that guides you through the darkness. You start to live from the inside out, not from the pressure of external expectations, not from fear of judgment, but from a place of inner clarity and courage. You begin to consciously choose softness. Softness in your words to others and to yourself. Softness in your thoughts, replacing harsh criticism with gentle understanding. Softness in your posture, releasing the tension you've been holding for so long. A softness in your very presence that makes others feel at ease. And alongside that softness, you choose a new kind of strength. Not force, not aggression, but resilience. The ability to bend without breaking. You choose steadiness, a quiet confidence that keeps you grounded. You choose grace, navigating life's challenges with elegance and poise. Joy is no longer a distant reward you get after you've accomplished something. You start choosing joy as a daily practice, as a habit, as a fundamental way of being. You find it in the little things, the warmth of the sun, a good cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend, and rest. Oh, you learn to choose rest. Not as a sign of weakness or laziness, but as a profound act of wisdom. You see it as essential fuel, as powerful medicine for your body and soul. You give yourself permission to pause, to recharge, to simply be, without guilt. Nourishment also takes on a new meaning. It's no longer about control or restriction. It becomes an act of care, a celebration of the amazing things your body can do. It's an expression of love for yourself. Movement, too, is transformed. It is no longer a punishment for what you ate or a way to sculpt your body into an unrealistic ideal. It becomes play. It becomes freedom. It becomes a joyful expression of what your body is capable of, a state of flow. You start choosing connection, not out of obligation or social pressure, but for the intimacy, the truth, the sense of belonging that genuine relationships bring. You invest your energy in people who lift you up, who see you and accept you for who you are. And above all, you begin to choose yourself. Not in a selfish way, but as the foundation for everything else. You recognize that you are your own home, the source of your own strength and happiness. You can't pour from an empty cup, so you make sure yours is full. And then, you notice it. You begin to feel younger, not in the number of years, but in your spirit, in your energy, in your capacity for joy. At the same time, you begin to feel wiser, not because you're older, but because of the choices you're making, the awareness you've cultivated, the peace you've found. Finally, you begin to feel whole. Not perfect. Perfection was never the goal, but present, fully alive, and completely, wonderfully enough. That is the true gift of your 30s and beyond. It's not about feeling 25 again. It's about feeling like you, for the very first time. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If this resonated with you, I'd love it if you'd like this video and subscribe for more conversations like this. Take care.